Let me guess, you have a gacha addiction and you can't stop pulling. Or you are just trying to farm the most amount of primo gems you can, so you have collected all chests in Tevat. Either ways, I'm sure you got tons of 3-star weapons on your inventory. Do you think they are all crap? Let me tell you that some of them are actually good, and they cost less to level up. In this video, I will talk about some 3-star weapons you probably should not sleep on, no matter if you are new to the game or a veteran. As always, don't forget to like this video and to sub on my channel if you enjoy my content. 97% of you are not subscribed, so it would make my day if you'd subscribed, okay? I also advise you all to ring that bell for you to be notified when I upload a new video here. All my other links are in the description, and if you wish to support me even more, you can always become a member and help me with a small monetary help. So without any more delays, let's talk about some 3-star weapons you should pay more attention to. Starting with a classic for some players, Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers is a 3-star catalyst that provides HP percent as a substat. And I'm sure most of you see this weapon being recommended to be used on some characters every now and then. The thing that makes this weapon extremely good is its passive, because thanks to it, when switching characters, the next character taking the field has their attack increased by 24% for 10 seconds, once every 20 seconds. And since this is a 3-star weapon, you can refine it to R5 eventually, so you will be increasing the attack percent of the next character after you switch up to 48%, making this weapon super broken on healers and almost any catalyst support even if they don't scale on HP percent. And the only reasons you will not want to consider this weapon is if the character you will use has a better weapon available, or if the character you want to give the attack buff doesn't scale with attack at all. For the second weapon, let's talk about the White Tassel, because it's another amazing weapon that you will want to look out for any polearm DPS that you may have on your account. A good thing worth mentioning is that this weapon can only be obtainable from chests all across the Liyue region, so if you by any chance explored the Liyue chests a long time ago and you still don't have it, I'm sorry to tell you, but you lost a good alternative for your characters if you don't have any other better option. This weapon, even though it has a low base attack due to being a 3-star weapon, it provides crit rate on its substat, reaching up to 23% on level 90. This by itself is already good, but its passive make it better on some characters, because it increases the normal attack damage by 24% on Refinement 1 and 48% on Refinement 5, turning it one of the best weapons F2P for basically any polearm DPS you may have, and being especially good on characters like Xiao or Sino, since they both enjoy the crit rate buff as well as the normal attack buff. For the third weapon I will mention in this video, we have the Sharpshooter Ode. This bow is a perfect weapon for all the first-person shooters fans out there. It provides crit damage on its substat, giving up to almost 47% on level 90, and on its passive, it increases the damage against weak spots by 24% on Refinement 1 and 48% on Refinement 5. Most people will look at this weapon and think it's probably not as good as I'm saying, but something most players are unaware is that if you hit a weak spot, your damage will always crit even if you only have the original 5% crit rate. So for those FPS players who have a sharp aim, you will have massive damage if you hit the right spots because you will always be critting, and also because you will be proccing the weapon passive, making this weapon an usable option for Freeze Ganyu and Linley for example. But if you are some of those players who doesn't play any shooter because they have bad aim, you better ignore this weapon. For the fourth weapon I will mention in this video, I will mention one weapon that is mostly seen on specific playstyles and team comps, and that weapon is the Blood-Tainted Great Sword. This weapon is mostly seen on Vape or Melt teams and normally used on Diluc, but thanks to its substat providing a lot of EM, 187 at level 90, and its passive boosting the damage against opponents affected by Pyro or Electro in 12% at R1 and 24% at R5, makes this weapon super useful on characters like Kave or Dori for the Hyper Blooms or Blooms in general, or for Beidou and Razor to boost their damage since they are Electro characters. One funny detail about this weapon is that it provides more EM than other 4-star Claymore weapons, so if you are just looking for an EM stat stick, you could just use it for that. And to finish, I will talk about the weapon that is in my opinion the best 3-star weapon you could have on your account. And some of you can guess it already. Harbinger of Dawn is totally busted, providing up to almost 47% crit damage throughout its substat on level 90, and Hoyo didn't stop there. They really wanted to create the god weapon, because they decided the passive was going to give you what the substat doesn't: crit rate. On its passive, when your HP is above 90%, It will increase your crit rate by 40% on Refinement 1 and up to 28% on Refinement 5. Of course, for this to work well, you will need your health to be above 90%, so having a healer or a shielder is pretty much needed. But I think this weapon needed a counter, of course, because it's too godly. Seriously guys, I used this weapon on my Alhaitham until I got my Wolf Fang, and now I will use it on my Shiori when I get her. For sure, this weapon can have a low base attack, but it's basically almost a crit damage and crit rate circlet on the same time, helping you a lot on balancing stats, and even more on characters that don't care of attack percent that much and can stay above their HP threshold. Oh, and before I forget, you can get this weapon by the gacha system, so every time you think you are getting trash weapons while pulling for your favorite characters and weapons, you may have a totally busted sword like this laying on your inventory, and this weapon is the definition of a stat stick. And you, did you know about these weapons? Will you start saving and refining them on your inventory from now on? Share your opinion down there. There are some other weapons that are worth a mention, so you guys can for sure expect a part 2. Thank you so much for your support everyone. If you like my content, don't forget to leave a like and to sub on my channel for us to keep decreasing that 97% non-subscribers. A special thanks to my members for trying to support me. My name is dphoenix, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Stay safe and have fun everyone. See ya.